Glenn Roeder's has enjoyed his best moments away from home this season. Not this weekend. It all came together for Villa after Lee Hendrie wriggled round a statuesque backline on 28 minutes. The midfielder making the most of his recall in a reshuffle forced by Mark Delaney's midweek injury. Darius Vassell is another with a point to prove on recent form, and his footwork dazzled the defence, leaving Øyvind Leonardsen free to lash in a second. Now what they really wanted was a 100th Premiership goal for Dion Dublin to wrap things up. And when David James fumbled, it was there for the taking. Embarrassing for both. The striker must have been worried too when a West Ham revival was threatened. Trevor Sinclair picking out Paolo Di Canio, and they had 20 minutes to save themselves. But unlike last week, there'd be no late equaliser. Instead, Dublin did reach his personal landmark. Relief, not least his own, rippling around Villa Park. To cap the team's best performance of a season, a flowing fourth, the Hammers chasing shadows and failing to mark Vassell. West Ham well beaten. The outlook is no brighter in the East End of London, but a small cloud over Dublin has lifted.
It's taken me, I don't know, 5 or 6 games now to get to that 3 figures, and it's a great feeling. It's like a big weight off my shoulders. Players will say that it doesn't stay with you, but it's there with you at the back of your mind, and I'm there now, and I feel pretty proud of myself.
I'll graft as hard as I've ever done. I'll give it my best, which again I've always done. Last year it worked really well, and I don't see why that if we don't stick at it together, it won't work again.
Brave words, but it's 5 games now without a win. Rock bottom. Yes, this was a Hammers horror show.
Good afternoon.
By contrast, what a day it was for Dion Dublin. He'd arrived with 99 league goals to his name and was prepared to try almost anything to reach that magic 100 mark. Gareth Barry did his best to set him up, but David James produced a wonder save. Then poor old Nigel Winterburn was sent crashing into the advertising hoardings as the frustration seemed to be getting the better of him. So when Thomas Hitzlsperger's shot was spilled by James and Dublin put the rebound wide, well, it really looked like an afternoon to forget. But never, never write off Dion Dublin. He finally completed his ton with a trademark header, and no one will begrudge this wholehearted player this milestone.
Lee Hendrie saying to me all day, even before the game, he's saying, "You're going to score today. You will score today." And I'm saying, "Yeah, I know I will." And I just had to persevere. I had one that came off JMO's chest, and I've sort of hit wide, and a couple of other chances. But you've got to be there to miss them to be able to score them. So very cliche, but it's very, very true. And I just kept plugging away and plugging away. And I just thought I'd put my head in there and stick it in the corner. It was great, great feeling.
His favourite goal amongst that 100, well, it was this spectacular scissor kick in a victory at Spurs in April 2000.
Days like that I remember, but all in all today has just been fantastic for me.
It was pretty good for Lee Hendrie too. He started West Ham's downfall. The midfielder refused to be knocked off the ball, and it paid off handsomely with his 3rd Premiership goal of the season. Villa were on their way. Mind you, but for 2 remarkable saves by Peter Enkelman, it might have been a very different story. The second from Trevor Sinclair was even better than the first.
It's just basically hitting at me. I was just standing, trying to make myself big, and they hit me. So it was good. It was a good feeling making those saves, especially when we got the second goal and straight after it. It was very crucial for us as well.
It certainly was. This time it was Darius Vassell's determination and skill which created the opening. Øyvind Leonardsen scoring for the 2nd consecutive home game, and things were looking good. West Ham's response was a measured cross from Sinclair and a deft header from Di Canio. 2-1. Would this be the start of a fight back? No, instead, a minute later, Hendrie's free kick gave Dublin that 100th goal, and there'd be no way back for West Ham. In fact, before the end, Villa made it 4-1 with a really classy goal. Slick first-time passing and a high-quality finish from Vassell. His first goal since August, and he deserved it.
When he's in that kind of mood, with his pace and his power and his willingness to run at people, he's very, very difficult to handle. But more than that, it gives a lift to the rest of the team, and it gives a lift to the crowd, of course.
This man lifted the crowd too. Dion Dublin, a century of goals and still going strong. Aston Villa 4, West Ham 1.
Yeah, congratulations to Dion Dublin, very well deserved. 100th Premiership goal, he was absolutely thrilled about it as well. And this is how it came.
David James, come and get it. He doesn't. And that man nips in there first.
Trademark header, you know Dion Dublin, you played with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm really pleased for Dion. He's had a great career. He's played at lower league levels as well, and he's come up and he's playing at the top level now. Really pleased. He's a great fella as well. So yeah, delighted for him.
You played with him in his first, the first goal he scored, 1992, away at Southampton, when he scored this goal. Wasn't a little flick there, was it? Chucky, was it there? Yeah, Chucky, yeah, Brian McLeod.
Yeah, he was unlucky at United. He got a terrible injury.
Didn't he just, yeah?
When he had a bad break with his ankle, I think it was, if I recall. And but he stuck at it, and everybody was pleased when he was able to get his career back on track after the injury, and he's had a great career since.
Brilliant, well done.